you should care about improving your quality of life. That's it. That's the only thing. You should care about that. And your body is telling you that you need to do that. My body was telling me, you need to change. You need to make a change. You need to change your lifestyle right now. You need to do that. Why wouldn't you want your body to be in the best shape that it could possibly be? You are waking up every day in this body. Every day you're waking up in this body. That's the only thing that you have in this life. Your body, yourself, your mental, your knowledge, everything that's inside of your brain and everything that's inside of your body. That's everything that you have in this life. That's the only thing. Why wouldn't you want that to be something that you would be happy to wake up in every day? From the moment that I was diagnosed with PCOS, from that moment, I was conscious of the fact that it was manageable. I was conscious of the fact that I had control over it. If you have PCOS, you overproduce male hormones. Every woman has both female and male hormones in their bodies. So it's normal that you have male hormones in your bodies. But with PCOS, your hormones are not imbalanced. So you have an overproduction of male hormones. You have an overproduction of androgens. And this is a type of male hormone. And what this leads to, the symptoms of PCOS, the most common symptoms like excessive hair growth, hair thinning, irregular periods. A common cause of PCOS, not with every woman that has PCOS, but a common cause of PCOS, and I think for me this was the case, is high insulin. And what insulin is insulin is essentially a hormone that gives signals to cells. What type of signals? Insulin has a very important role in processing glucose, in using food as fuel for your body, using it for energy. Because when you eat, for example, when you eat bread, then you get glucose. There's glucose that's coming into your body. And in order to use that glucose as energy, insulin goes, it's like a messenger to the cells. It goes and it says like, okay, we have glucose and we need to use this glucose as energy. So let's burn this glucose up. But if you produce a lot of insulin, then you have high insulin levels, then your cells don't respond as well to the insulin anymore. It's like when you call in sick every week, then your boss is not going to believe that you're sick anymore. So it's the same with insulin. If there's too much insulin and they're telling your cells every time, okay, we need to use this for energy. Let's go. Eventually they're like, okay, but we're not going to do it anymore. They're not able to respond as well to the insulin anymore. If you are eating excess sugar and there are consistent blood sugar spikes and there's high levels of glucose and then your body produces a lot of insulin, then that causes those high levels of insulin. And what happens is you are now insulin resistant. When you're eating and you're getting fuel in the food that you're consuming, it's supposed to be used as fuel. But because the insulin isn't working as well, the food is not used for fuel, but it's stored as fat. So you're gaining more fat from the food that you eat and you're hungry faster because essentially you were hungry because your body needs fuel. Just like a car needs gas to drive, your body needs fuel. But the food that you're consuming is not used as fuel, it's stored as fat. So you're hungry again because you need more food. So this is such a frustrating thing because the thing is that a lot of people who are overweight, they have insulin resistance because their body produces high levels of insulin because they have constant blood sugar spikes because they're eating too much. So this leads to insulin resistance. What happens is the food that they are continuing to eat, it's stored as fat even quicker and they're hungry faster. So it's like a circle that is very hard to break out of. It's so hard to break out of because once you're in that circle of like you're hungry constantly and you're gaining weight so easily, it's like the food noise is something that is so hard to get out of your brain It's not just you need to lose weight. It's not just that. It's your body is working improperly. It's not just, oh, you look fat, clothes don't fit good on you, go and starve yourself. No, your body needs to get back in balance. You need to reset your body. You need to reset it. And the first couple of weeks, the first couple of days are going to be so hard. They're going to be so hard because you're still in that state of, your body is not responding as well to insulin. You're getting hungry a lot. You have a lot of food noise. You feel like you're not losing any weight because the food that you eat, it's immediately stored as fat. That's what happens with insulin resistance. Like in the beginning, it's going to be so frustrating because a normal person, when they start to go on a diet and lose weight, they will see results quicker than someone who has insulin resistance because the food that you eat is stored as fat quicker than someone who doesn't have insulin resistance. That's just facts. But that doesn't mean that there is no way out. So to reduce that insulin insensitivity, your diet is very important because it reduces the blood sugar spikes. And when you have less, lower levels of insulin in your blood, then eventually your body becomes sensitive to the insulin again. When I started my journey of trying to lose weight, I tried a lot of things. I tried keto diet. I tried water fasting. Keto diet it's by the way, it's a good way to start because you're not eating any sugars. So your body is not creating those blood sugar spikes anymore, which is a good way to get out of the insulin resistance. But it's not the way, because once you stop with it's not something that you can keep up with your whole life. You can't live your whole life. Well, I know that some people can, but for me it was unrealistic to live my whole life eating food without carbs. That's not possible for me. I'm sorry, but that's not possible. And I knew that there was another way. I tried water fasting. I didn't eat for 5 days. I only drank water. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Maybe you can do it for like 3 days to just, get the gist of it. Just, get into the process of, okay, you're finally losing weight. You're finally seeing results. You could do that, but it's not something that is very healthy for you or something that I would recommend to everyone. I went to a dietitian who was specialized in PCOS, and basically she just gave me the tips that I would give anyone, even women who don't have PCOS, even men who don't have PCOS. It was basically eating high protein foods, high fiber foods, exercising regularly, and just staying in that calorie deficit. And she also recommended a supplement to me for the beginning, which was inositol. Inositol improves insulin sensitivity and it helps reduce your blood sugar. And I think if you're just trying to lose weight and you're still in that circle of insulin resistance, blah, blah, then I think inositol is a very effective way to start and just get you motivated and get you into the new lifestyle. I think that's what helped for me. What also helped for me was I was seeing results very, very slowly. I was seeing them so slowly that I started to question if it was even working what I was doing, because I was eating 12, maybe 1,300 calories a day. I was exercising 4 or 5 times a week intensively. I did HIIT training. I did, those row cycle classes. I did weight training. I went to the gym, and I was seeing results so slowly that I was questioning if it was even working. So what I did was I weighed myself every day. And I made like an Excel spreadsheet, and I typed in my weight for each day, and then I made this graph so that I could see the graph drop little by little by little. And everyone who is losing weight will confirm that graph doesn't go in a straight line. It goes with little spikes, because your weight is not only dependent on what you eat or how much you exercise, it's also dependent on your periods, on your menstrual cycle, on how much water your body is retaining. It's dependent on a lot of things. So it will never just go like this. It went like this, but at least I saw it go down little by little, so that motivated me so much. It also made me a little bit obsessed, because eventually I would literally have nightmares that I would step on the scale the next morning and the number wouldn't go down. I was so obsessed with those numbers. It was crazy, but it did help me. It did help me just to stay motivated, just to see evidence of okay, what you're doing, it's actually working. You're not doing it for nothing. You're going somewhere. You just have to stay consistent. Consistency is always key. Exercising is also very, very important for insulin resistance, because your body needs to use that glucose quickly. So it's very good for insulin resistance. And also, when you're exercising, you're increasing your muscle mass, especially when you're going to the gym and you're training weights, and for example, if you're doing hypertrophy training, you're increasing your muscle mass. And muscles use glucose. Muscles need energy. They use more energy. So diet, exercise, and reducing your cortisol. I had a friend who had a very toxic boyfriend, and she had PCOS. And she told me that the moment that she broke up with her boyfriend, they had a relationship for 2 years. She told me the moment that they broke up, she got her period back. I mean, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, how, if anything would tell you to break up with your boyfriend, literally your body is telling you need to break up with him. This is not healthy. And that bad boyfriend could be anything in your life. It could be your job. It could be your family. It could be where you live. It could be anything. So think critically about the factors in your life that are giving you stress and that are not good for your cortisol levels. And how can you reduce that? How can you reduce your stress? You need to take care of yourself. If anything that this journey has taught me, it's that I need to take care of myself, because my body is telling me to take care of myself. From the moment that I knew that I had PCOS, I knew that I had control over it, and I knew that I needed to do something about it, because my body was not working properly. My body was telling me, the way that you are living right now, it is not good for you. You need to make changes, because I cannot function like an optimal body would be functioning right now, because of how you are living your life. Anyway, my body was telling me, you need to change. You need to make a change. You need to change your lifestyle right now. You need to do that. It's a reality check. Okay, what is going wrong in my life? And at the moment, I was 16. I was living with my parents, which was causing me a lot of stress. I was under constant stress where I was living. So I could not do anything about that until I turned 18. And when I turned 18, I left home. I went to live on my own. Not that immediately fixed anything, but that was something that I couldn't do anything about. PCOS is also linked to depression. Why? Because higher levels of androgens, the male hormones in your body, are linked to depression. Because estrogen, which is the female hormone, estrogen is very important in your serotonin levels, which influences your happiness. It improves your mood. But when you have higher levels of androgens and lower levels of estrogen, then it reduces your serotonin levels. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, you get my point. PCOS, hormonal imbalances, depression. If you have PCOS and you're overweight, then I think the chance that your PCOS is caused by the fact that you're overweight, and therefore you're probably resistant to insulin, that's something that you should work on. I don't want you to lose weight because I want you to look better. Of course, that influences everything though, but I will get back to that later. I want you to lose weight because your body is telling you that it cannot function optimally if you're overweight and you have PCOS and you have insulin resistance. If you're a woman and you want to have children one day, you need to think about what do I want to do with my body? Why wouldn't you want your body to be in the best shape that it could possibly be? You are waking up every day in this body. Every day you're waking up in this body. That's the only thing that you have in this life. Your body, yourself, your mental, your knowledge, everything that's inside of your brain and everything that's inside of your body. That's everything that you have in this life. That's the only thing. Why wouldn't you want that to be something that you would be happy to wake up in every day? If there's something that is causing you to wake up and not be 100% content with who you are, to go wake up and stand in front of the mirror and be like, okay, let's start this day. If you don't have that feeling, what is causing that? The start of your diet is incredibly important. Why? Because you need to battle that insulin. Your body needs to reset. You need to reset. Right now, everything that you're eating is not processed properly. And the exercise that you're doing, it's working, but it could be working a lot better. So you need to focus those first weeks on your goal. Your goal should be to reset your body and make it work properly again. Because it's not working properly. It's not. I'm sorry, but it's not. But that's okay. We should be women with PCOS, especially if it's caused by insulin resistance, which is caused by being overweight, should be grateful for the fact that we can control it. We should be grateful for the fact that, okay, there's something that's not working well within our bodies, but we have control over it. We can manage it. There's other diseases that you have no control over. So, and of course, PCOS is something that is a lot more common than other diseases, but it is a blessing that we're able to manage it and that we're able to work on that. And believe me, when you manage it, when you manage the insulin resistance, when you improve your diet and you exercise regularly, when you're losing weight, when your insulin resistance becomes, it's healing, believe me, you're gonna feel so much better. And it is so important to understand that a lot of people think, okay, but this is how my body works. It's so hard for me. And it's much easier for people who are skinny or okay, maybe it's easier, but it's still not impossible. Do you want to live your life? Do you want to live your whole life only making up excuses for yourself, or are you going to do something about it? Yes, it is easier, but it's not impossible. No one is forcing you to eat. No one is forcing you to not go to the gym. No one is making you do that. The only person who is doing that is you. And what you're doing is you're ruining your own life. No one else's, because no one cares if you're fat. No one cares if you're overweight. No one cares if you're not able to get pregnant. No one cares if your periods are irregular or if they're irregular. No one cares about that. No one does. So you're not going to lose weight because of what others think about you. Fuck what others think about you. Because everyone is only thinking about themselves and how their own insecurities, and they're going to project their own insecurities onto you. You should not care about that. You should care about losing weight because it influences how you feel every second of every minute of every day. Your body has effect on how are you feeling every single minute of every day. You should care about improving your quality of life. That's it. That's the only thing. You should care about that. And your body is telling you that you need to do that. I think like a month ago or 2 months ago, my therapist asked me, what are you most proud of in your life? And I was thinking about the shit that I did. And it was not getting my bachelor's degree, getting my university degree. It was not, I don't know, what else should you be proud of? I don't know. The one thing that came to my mind was the second that I got my period naturally. I got it on my own. And that meant for me that the weight loss was working and my hormones were getting imbalanced. And it literally was my body telling me, okay, we can work again. We can do this. I'm here for you. And let's fucking go. We're able to do this. And I did that. That's what I was most proud of. That's what and I think that's still the thing that I'm most proud of. Because why? Because getting my university degree, it doesn't make a difference into how I'm feeling every day. Of course, it's nice and I learned a lot and it taught me a lot about life, and it makes it easier to get a job and blah blah. But when my hormones are not in balance, I feel so bad. I feel so bad every day that it just makes it, that's not it. I knew that was not it. I felt like there's got to be a way to stop this. There's got to be a way to break out of this cycle. There has to. That just working on that has done so much for me. Working on my mood, on my hormones, on my overall well-being, it has done so much for me. And I hope that everyone can see how it is manageable, how you have control over it. Even if you feel like you don't, you do. Okay, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. So I think I'm going to drive home.